Hey guys, it's Katie from Katie Did What? And this is hubby, aka
Hey.
Zach. Today, we're doing our Q&A. Yay!
This is Batman.
Thank you all for all of you who sent me questions. We're gonna be answering them now, so
Here we go.
let's go. Okay, Kiki asked, what was your first impression of each other?
Whoa.
Damn. Yeah, that's about it. Your favorite memory with one another?
That's our wedding.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely
Mm.
the entire, our wedding.
You know, specifically during the wedding, standing there at the altar with her. But
Yeah,
That was-
that was fun.
it's hard to beat that one.
Silliest story together? We're pretty silly together. We have a lot of silly
there's a
stories.
lot of silly stories. Probably one of the craziest, silliest things we did. We used to work at a restaurant. We would get off work at about midnight or close to it, and we had annual passes to Disneyland, and we really liked going. And we were planning on going that week. I think the next day, but we wanted to go right then. So we got off work. We went and took a little hour nap, and we just drove to Disneyland. And we got there like 7 or 8 a.m. We couldn't check in the hotel till 3 o'clock. So we had to go to Disneyland, but by this time we almost didn't even want to. We were delusional. So it was a pretty interesting day. We finally made it to our rooms and just crashed hard for like
Yeah.
6 hours.
Stitching Up a Storm, aka Sarah. What up, girl? She asked the following questions.
Okay. She asked, what are y'all's favorite Bible verses? I like John 16:33. It's especially pertinent right now to our lives. As in this world you will have trouble, but basically I've overcome the world. So you're just kind of telling you your troubles are not the end of the world, which I like a lot. So don't put the small
Temporary.
stuff.
My favorite of all would have to be 1 Corinthians 13. It's all about love, and love is my favorite thing. So, love is patient, love is kind, ...
What is our favorite movie? So, Katie's, she'll tell ya.
Clueless. Hands down, I can quote the entire
Shocker.
thing. The entire thing by heart. I totally paused. And I crack up every time. Doesn't matter how many times I've seen that movie, which
You
is like a
can't
million.
tell.
It's my fave. Forever.
Can't tell what's going on back here. We've got a little furry friend.
He's rubbing
just
up against my
wants
back
to-
right now. He loves me
He wants
so
to
much.
join the party. Here he is. So we'll just put him back to where he was. But that's him. Can't
That's
really
my
see him
baby.
too good, but it's Katie's baby.
My child.
So
My children.
he'll do the rest of the show sitting behind Katie in her
Yeah.
chair. So anyway, my favorite movie, I'd probably say it might be Grandma's Boy. Just the most inappropriate comedy, but it's really enjoyable.
That's funny. It's really funny.
so it's
I didn't
really
think
funny.
I'd like it, but I actually liked it.
She liked it.
It's about video games, but it's really funny.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then she also asked, what is our favorite book? I'm not the biggest reader.
And I
so
am.
It's like a 1 in 5 chance for a book to be my favorite.
Yeah.
I'd say The Firm is my favorite. It's the only book that I've ever read more than once. So
That's
that's
saying something.
That's got to be the one.
And they say opposites attract. I'm pretty much the biggest bookworm there is, and I love all books. Well, not all books, but I love reading. But a tie between Gone with the Wind and Wuthering Heights, because they are both tragic and romantic, and they're classics, and I just love the stories. I love the characters. And Gone with the Wind, Scarlett's first name is Katie, so gotta love her. Casey Ann asked, what quality do you appreciate most in one another? I would have to say for Mr. Zachary over here, your patience. It's unbelievable because I'm not a patient person and he's like the exact opposite. And I admire it and it's inspirational. inspirational to me. I try to be more patient with every waking hour, which is really hard, but I try. And you don't have to try it because it just comes naturally. You're really... Mama taught you well.
It's really hard to pick just one. But I'd say just her sweetness, especially towards me. You know, I could really tell she cares about me a lot, and
I do.
it's really nice. So I would say that. And just everyone that comes in contact with her. Oh, she's so sweet and everything. I'm like, yeah. A lot of couples have, you know, their fights and everything, and, you know, you always want advice on what kind of how to handle them and whatnot. Basically, we've never really gotten into like a big fight. I know it's probably super annoying to hear that, but it's true. And I think probably the reason is because we'll communicate really quickly. If something's bugging me, she knows pretty quick. If I'm bugging her, if I do something she doesn't like, you know, she's gonna tell me immediately, and taking care of that right away.
No qualms. I'm telling him that.
Taking care of it right away, you're not bottling these things up, and all of a sudden it's just huge blowout, like, and this, and this, and this. So therefore, we don't really go to bed angry because we hash things out, but there's usually nothing to hash out. So, you know, maybe that's something to look forward to after a long marriage, you know, fights. I don't know how that happens. But, you know, with good communication, hopefully we'll be able to overcome any kind of disagreement. So.
Yeah. All right, Lindsay asked, what's your favorite date that you've been on? And I think we would probably both agree on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's when we had our annual passes, we went to Disneyland a couple times on Valentine's Day, and both times we went to Fire and Ice, and one of the times we went bowling afterwards, so that was probably the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a really fun date. Fire and Ice is delicious, amazing, like buffet type, but like quality buffet. Like not buffet. It's not buffet. It's like Mongolian barbecue. Like you get all of the raw food that you want, and then they cook it all up on a thing. And he thinks I talk too much. He's so good at bowling, and I suck so much. But he makes me feel good, like feel like a professional. So I'll take it.
Katie. Good name.
Hi, Katie.
Katie asked several questions. I like them. They're good. It's a good set of questions. Where did you go? What did you do for your first date? Our first date was
sandwich spot.
At a sandwich shop by my house, which is how I knew things were going to work out when she allowed me to have our first date at a sandwich shop.
I like sandwiches.
She likes sandwiches, and that's really cool because it's like number 2 on my list of favorite things. It goes, and then sandwiches. So, you know, I knew it was going to work out. So that was our first date. Not terribly romantic, but definitely.
It was pretty romantical, actually.
The Italian sandwich was, you know, the spark in the relationship for sure.
Anna met his cats on the first date.
And she met my cats, and she hated cats, and
hated cats.
I knew my 2 little guys were going to turn her.
And they did.
You've already seen them both in the video. They're pretty great. She also asked, who is the better cook? If you could have any celebrity for a best friend, who would it be?
Zooey Deschanel. Love her. Obsessed with New Girl. It's like my favorite TV show.
Zach Galifianakis. He's got a great first name. Questionable last name. But,
the Zachs! How cute is that?
I mean, he's hilarious, you know? Why wouldn't you want that guy as your best friend? He's totally just goofy and funny. Would you ever go on The Amazing Race together?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we would win.
We would so win. Sarah asked, what is non-bloggy Katie like? And I will give the reins to Zach on that one. What is non-bloggy Katie?
Is actually very, very much the same. She doesn't really hide anything. What you see is what you get, and what you see is what I get every day. It's pretty great.
What are y'all's bad habits and quirks? That was my Texas accent, Sarah.
Was it good?
he sneezes. Like he can't
help it.
I know he can't help it, bless his heart. He can't just sneeze once, like most people. Or twice, maybe. He sneezes like 10 times in a row. Every time. Like, I hear him sneeze once and I'm like, oh no.
And she, like, leaves the room. She comes back in 15 minutes. Yeah. It's nice
when I shouldn't get mad about it
mad
because
at me.
It's so sad, and I know we can't help it, but it's, like, really annoying to me. Give it to me. I'm ready.
I'd say her probably, bad habit is always being late. She usually ignores any kind of time suggestion. We don't have real jobs, so she can't be late to that. So that's good.
Any pet names? I have like a million pet names. Like, we literally make up new pet names every day. Oh, muffin face.
Oh, my little bowl of fruit. My little bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
My little kumquat.
Yeah. How long does it really take Katie to get ready?
Let me tell you, girlfriend.
Grocery shopping, 15, 20 minutes. Out to dinner or something, probably 30, 40 minutes. And what she does in there, God only knows. I don't know what takes that long. She looks wonderful before she goes in there and does stuff, so.
Aww.
Who knows?
Sweetheart.
But.
What's the most romantic or most thoughtful thing that you've ever done for each other? I mean, the most romantic thing, he proposed to me. That was actually really romantic.
Really romantic. I'd say with her, it's not one thing.
I said
she
yes.
She does it every so often. She'll just randomly give me a card, just saying really sweet things and telling me how much she loves me and whatnot. And they just kind of always come out of the blue, like it's like Wednesday afternoon at 3:30 and she comes in with a card. Oh, thanks. But they're always really, really sweet and they're really thoughtful. Nicole Ray, and she asks, who is the better communicator? And I would probably have to say me.
Me.
What is your favorite thing about each other? I mean, there's like a million, but my favorite thing about her is that she calls me her husband. So.
There's a lot. That's hard. He's selfless. Like, completely selfless. Like, he will think about everybody else before himself, and he doesn't even really think about himself. Which is why it's good that he married me, so I can think about him for him. I just love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks.
I love you guys a lot. Thank you for all of your really sweet comments, especially lately. Like, I've been completely overwhelmed by everybody's response. I feel so blessed to have all of you here, and I love you all. And thank you, thank you, thank you a million, trillion times over.
Thank you. Leave her some comments, what videos you want to see next. And I'll park it in front of the camera.
Park it like it's hot.
See ya.